Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I am Timmy Treacle, and today I am doing something different for this channel. I am a huge sports fan, and yesterday the 2019 Major League Baseball ballot for the Hall of Fame was released, and each year up to 10 people can be voted into the Hall of Fame if they get 75% of the vote. Well, I always like to put together the 10 names that I would put on my ballot for the Hall of Fame. And each year there are new names added to the list, and some names are dropped off because after your 10th year, you are taken off the list. And once you're added to the list, your first year, if you get less than 5% of the vote, then you're no longer on the ballot. So you got to get at least 5% or higher to stay on the ballot. But I believe these 10 names that I'm about to talk about belong in the Hall of Fame. Some are on their second to last year or third, or actually seventh year of balloting. Some are on their first. But these 10 names, in my opinion, they belong in the Hall of Fame. And I have the numbers to back up um, my opinions. So, without further ado, here are the 10 names that I have on my 2019 Hall of Fame ballot for Major League Baseball. Larry Walker, 313 lifetime average, 2,160 hits, 383 home runs, 1,311 RBIs, 5 All Star appearances, 1 National League MVP, 7 Gold Gloves, 3 Silver Sluggers, and 3 MLB batting titles. Um, and that doesn't scream Hall of Fame, then I don't know what is. Uh, Another Colorado Rocky who I think is better than Larry Walker, Todd Helton, who I believe will get in, if not on his first try, which he should, then at least his second try. Todd Helton had a 316 lifetime average, 2,519 hits, 369 home runs, 1,406 RBIs, 5 All Star appearances, 3 Gold Gloves, 4 Silver Sluggers, and 1 batting title. Now, the issue with these two guys is, according to some baseball writers, is because they played in Coors Field in Colorado. Well, in my opinion, that's a bunch of horseshit because they played their career there in Colorado. Doesn't define how good of a player they are. They still have to hit the ball. They still have to catch the ball. And just because they're in Colorado doesn't mean they're not a Hall of Fame player. I think that's the dumbest thing they can ever say. And in my opinion, both those guys belong in the Hall of Fame, but I would put Todd Helton ahead of Larry Walker. But, like I said, that's just my opinion. But to say they don't belong in the Hall of Fame because they played in Colorado is ignorant and just one of the dumbest things, like I said, I've ever heard. Moving on, Jeff Kent, a 290 lifetime average, 2,461 hits, 377 home runs, 1,518 RBIs, 5 All Star appearances, 1 NL MVP, and 4 Silver Sluggers. And he played second base. Those are some of the biggest numbers for a second baseman all time. And for him not to be in the Hall of Fame is just ridiculous. He belongs there, and he better get in. That's all I got to say. The next one, there is controversy because he's a designated hitter for the majority part of his career. But again, I don't care because he has the numbers to back it up. Edgar Martinez, a 312 lifetime average, 2,247 hits, 309 home runs, 1,261 RBIs, 7 All Star appearances, 5 Silver Sluggers, and 2 batting titles. If that doesn't say Hall of Fame player, then I don't know what does. And I don't care that the fact that he didn't play in the field all that much, because you know what? If If they want to change that, then they need to get rid of the DH. But because it is a position, whether it's just hitting or not, shouldn't it go against you whether or not you're in the Hall of Fame? Uh, if they're so concerned about playing two ways, they get rid of the DH. If not, shut up about it. And if they got the numbers, they should go in the Hall of Fame. That's my thought on that. Next is Mariano Rivera. He had a lifetime record of 82 and 60. He spent his career as a closer. He had a 2.21 ERA, 1,173 strikeouts, a major league record 652 saves, 13 All-Star appearances, World Series MVP in 1999, five-time World Series champion, an ALCS MVP in 2003, a three-time Major League Baseball saves leader, and like I said, Major League Baseball record, 652 saves. He will be a first ballot Hall of Famer. If he's not, then the baseball writers need to have their votes taken away from him. Next guy, Omar Vizquel. Had a 272 lifetime average, which is low, I understand, but there are guys in the Hall of Fame with similar averages. Omar had 2,877 hits in his career. He had a long career. He only had 80 home runs, but he wasn't a power hitter. He had 951 RBIs, 3 All-Star appearances, and 11 Gold Gloves. So, in my opinion, he belongs to the Hall of Fame. Not only for hitting, but his glove work especially. Next is Gary Sheffield, a 292 lifetime average, 2,689 hits, 509 home runs, 1,676 RBIs, 9 All-Star appearances, World Series champion with the Florida Marlins in 1997, 5 Silver Sluggers, and a batting title in 1992. Again, if that doesn't say Hall of Famer, then I don't know what does. What else do you want from the man? Next up, Mike Mussina. Lifetime record, 270 wins, 153 losses. He does have a high ERA at 3.68. He has 2,813 strikeouts, 5 All-Star appearances, and 7 Gold Gloves as a Major League Baseball pitcher. If that doesn't say Hall of Famer, then what else does? He did get around 65%, I believe, last year. So I think this is the year that he could get in. I think he will get in this year. But that's just my opinion. The next two guys are controversial, not because of any of their play or anything, but because of performance-enhancing drugs, which they still deny to this day that they ever took, which more than likely they probably did. But I've said this before. My brothers have said this before. Hitting a baseball takes hand-eye coordination. It doesn't matter if you have 24-inch pythons. It's not going to make you hit the ball any further than what you would if you're not on steroids, in my opinion. Yeah, you're juiced up and everything. Okay, so if it does go an extra 10 feet, whoop-de-doo, because these guys are hitting home runs way beyond that anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. But outside that, these next two guys, like I said, have controversy, but belong in the Hall of Fame. Barry Bonds, 298 lifetime average, a Major League record 762 home runs, 2,935 hits, 1,996 RBIs, 514 stolen bases, 14-time All-Star, 7 MVPs, 8 Gold Gloves, 12 Silver Sluggers, 2-time batting champion, Major League Baseball records, 762 home runs, 73 home runs in a season, 2,558 walks, which 688 of those are intentional walks. Steroids had nothing to do with walks. Whether or not you believe he did them or not, he has the numbers to be in the Hall of Fame. And in my opinion, until there's a positive test that comes up with these guys, then they belong in the Hall of Fame. But on that note, if you're going to put these guys in the Hall of Fame, then Pete Rose belongs in the Hall of Fame as well. As a matter of fact, I think Pete has served his time. I think Manfred needs to get off his ass and put that man in the Hall of Fame before he passes away. It's ridiculous. And the last guy I have on my ballot is Roger Clemens. Lifetime record of 354 wins, 184 losses. A 3.12 ERA. 4,672 strikeouts. 11 All-Star appearances. 2 World Series championships. One with the Blue Jays, one with the Yankees. 7 Cy Youngs. AL MVP. 2 Triple Crowns. And Major League Baseball All-Century team. What else needs to be said? It's the Rocket, of course. But because of PEDs, or he's alleged to have taken PEDs, he may not get in the Hall of Fame. But his and Bonds' percentage has gone up each year. This is their 7th year on the ballot. I think by the 10th year, I think they'll get in, possibly. But Mark McGwire has already fallen off the list. Sammy Sosa is getting close to falling off the list. In all honesty, I didn't think McGwire would have gotten the Hall of Fame anyway. Yeah, he had a lot of home runs. He had like 575, I think. But his lifetime average was abysmal. He didn't even have 2,000 hits. He had just over 1,800 hits in his career. I don't think Mark McGwire belonged in the Hall of Fame, if I'm being honest. I love watching Mark McGwire, and if he got into the Hall of Fame, I wouldn't hate on him or anything, but I just don't think he belonged in the Hall of Fame. He didn't have no gold gloves. He was a below to average defensive first baseman, and he did DH a lot too in Oakland, but he has admitted to using performance-enhancing drugs, and it sucks because 1998 will always be a great year in baseball, but now it is stained because of what has transpired years later, and we all got to thank Jose Canseco for blowing the whistle and being a snitch on everybody. I used to like him as a baseball player. I thought he was really good, but since he turned snitch and decided that if he wasn't going to get in the Hall of Fame, that no one from that era should get in the Hall of Fame, and so he writes a book and rats everybody out. So, congratulations, Mr. Canseco, on ruining baseball. Even though I know people who were using the performance-enhancing drugs did cheat, but you know what? Major League Baseball wasn't the wiser. They didn't even have a punishment for performance-enhancing drugs. So why you decided to blow the whistle besides being money-hungry and a crybaby still baffles me. You were part of a great thing, Bash Brothers, and then you ruined it. But other than that, those are my 10 guys that I would have on my Hall of Fame ballot. So in the comment section below, tell me, who would be the 10 guys that you would put on your ballot for 2019? Or would you even put 10 guys on the list? You don't have to put 10 on there. You put the ones on there you think should go in the Hall of Fame. Let me know in the comment section below, who do you think belongs in the Hall of Fame for the class of 2019? But until next time, I thank you guys for watching yet another discussion on Major League Baseball. As always, like and subscribe if you like this, and don't forget to share this content with all your family and friends. But I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys have a great holiday if I don't do anything tomorrow, and check you later.